Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you again for tuning in to our every Sunday program. This is the Diaspora Panel uh, where we discuss events and politics in Nigeria. I have with me in the house, as always, I have Mr. Olaitan Adediba, who is based in the United States of America. Mr. Adediba, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Thanks for having me.
I have also Mr. Ademola Adisa, who is based in the United Kingdom. Mr. Adisa, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
I also have Mr. Olalawal, who is based in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Today, we are going to discuss the politics of the presidency, the politics of presidential aspiration in Nigeria. Before we continue, I just want to implore all our viewers, if this is your first time of seeing this program, of seeing this video, I want to implore you to subscribe to our channel. Subscription is free of charge. You can see the red button that look like a hand somewhere on the right. Please click that button to subscribe so that when we produce the next video, you will be one of the first people to be notified that there's a new video. As I said, subscription is free. If you want to pass any information to us, please send your emails to info@diasporapanel.com. So as we continue, we have seen what has happened in the last few weeks. Has been a lot of uh, political issues. Things have happened in the last 2 weeks. So much has happened. We've seen a lot of presidential candidates coming out to say they are declaring. The president has told all the ministers who are serving in government, if you want to contest for any position, you must resign. Some of them have resigned. So we've seen a lot of people that are unexpectedly joining the presidential fray. So today we just want to analyze what do we think about what is going on, because we think that the presidency in Nigeria is not something that we should toy with. Whoever is the president represents us in everything in the world. He goes around to represent us in the Committee of Nations. He's the one who decides the structure of the country. He decides what is to be imported, what's not to be. He makes a lot of decisions that will affect everybody, including those of us that live in Europe and America. So we are going to discuss who will become the president. So let me start with you, Olaitan. I know that you read a lot of Nigerian newspapers, you watch Nigerian TVs, you listen to Nigerian radios, you call everybody in Nigeria, you talk to them every day, you have people there who are still in politics. You know what is going on. So, looking back 2 weeks ago, within the last 2 weeks, about what is happening, what has happened, what do you make of what is going on in Nigeria right now?
My take is that our leaders, they don't show seriousness in their approach to issues. Such issues is a serious issue. People who cannot win their local government, they are coming out to purchase 100 million naira form, nomination form, right? People who cannot win Senate, because they have political will, because they are there as a leader in their various capacities, right? They are minister, they are state governor, they are ex-governors, ex-minister, all this. They are coming out to come and pick up 100 million, and it's a slap on the Nigerians as a whole. When we are crying daily that people cannot afford 2 square meals, people cannot do this, people cannot do that. You are coming out with 100 million. How can you be dipping your hand into the pockets of the state governor, of the state? to be using money, the fund meant for the whole country, for the state, for your state, to buy election, to buy nomination form. It's wrong. I think it is high time we make sure that all the political office holders, they don't dip their hand into the coffer of their states, right? Of their ministries to spend money. Right? It's wrong. Whereby you have people in your state who are jobless, you have people who cannot afford 2 square meals, you have people who are out of work, you have people a lot of people are roaming about it. A lot of people are sick. They don't give them attention. They don't do anything. And sensitive. They disenchanted themselves from the part of the people that are leading. Are they really leaders? Right? Not everybody, they are all what they are concerned about is that sufficient. They want to go there, they want to go and amass more weight. For what? So as it is being done all over the countries of the world, developed world, right? We should make sure that there is enabling law that will debar people from keeping their hands on the cover of the state, or the military where they are serving. Thank God, the EFCC ESMA is saying that they want to investigate where they got all their nomination form fee. So people are coming out. It's nice. They are signifying their intention, but the money itself is too much. They should do the way they are doing in America, in Canada. They should do it that way, whereby anybody that steal money, right, to pay 100 million naira. If we want to amass 500 million naira to himself when he gets there, they are not there to serve people again. But let these people contribute for them. Maybe 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira.
Okay.
Or they go and they go and meet people like that. Okay, you know that I'm popular, support me. Give me this, give me that. Right? So these are the things I think we should be doing.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lighton. Thank you. Demola, there's a particular question that is crossing my mind, that is giving me sleepless nights, and I want us to talk about it. In APC, in the beginning, what we had was that the president is very much in support of an Oshibajo presidency, and that actually the president actually gave the vice president the go-ahead from his body language, from his actions, from his decisions, from the things he's doing. And we can see that the amiable vice president took this upon himself, and as a capable person in the first place, who is capable to contest, and he is in the fray. But subsequently, we found out that there are a lot of other political personalities, like, for example, Rotimi Amechi, transport minister, like the governor of Cross River, and a few other people. There's another minister of education, Wajuba, who we were unreliably, we had from the rumor mongers that these people also they claim that they have the support of the president and the presidency. And even, in fact, one of them actually came out to say that he went to see the president, and the president, has given him the go-ahead. So, why would a president be calling different people, different politicians, different ministers? I'm saying, you are the one I'm going to anoint. Why would that happen? Do you think the president is playing the game?
Thank you, Deji. Let me put it this way. We don't have any empirical evidence that show that the president has given anybody his consent. All he's saying is everybody that goes there is asking them to go, and it's not objecting to any candidate. But that tells a lot not only about the president, but also the organization of the parties. Both PDP, especially the two big parties, both PDP and APC, it showed how disorganized the party's hierarchy are. The party apparatus are not in control of its members. In the good days, if you look at UPN, MPN, we don't see this type of disorganization in the party structure of electing the party officials. They ensure that they are in total control of how they manage the party structure. The present party structures in Nigeria is not within the control. Either the governors are dictating, or the ministers are dictating, or the president is even not even know where to go. This is just total mess of the party structure. And this is the foundation of democracy, because in Nigeria, nobody can contest for any election unless you go through the parties. So if the parties that are supposed to produce leadership are not even exhibiting any good sense of leadership itself, it tells us that we have a long, long way to go. This is not good for our democracy. The party have lost total control. The PDP, for instance, have within its party party manifesto of party's constitution that positions should be zones, should be rotated, is within their constitution. And yet they abandon it all along now. They are still up to today, they are not determined either is going to be rotated or not.
I think they have thrown it open now. It's open. They have thrown it.
Yes, but it's even up to they still contest. People are still contesting it. They don't say it empirically in any written form. They just say, "Oh, we are not deciding on that of now." So they make it open, because if they are not deciding, mean that anybody can contest. The same thing in APC. APC is not even knowing where they are going. It takes so long for them to decide on the convention and whatever. And now you see, up to about 3 weeks ago, everything seemed to be streamlined or managed to a level. Now, APC have 30 presidential candidates. Initially, you are thinking, okay, maybe they are, because they said within their structure, when they said 100 million nomination or expression of interest form, is just to streamline, to reduce the number of people that we that we contest. Is that objective achieved?
Imagine if it was 10 million. Imagine how many people will have been there.
Maybe 10 million people will have been able to try to contest.
Let me just pause you there. Let me pause you there because of time, and let me go over to Shupo. Shupo, there's a particular question I want you to have a look at. The surprise for me as a person, as a Nigerian who love my country, is to see people like Pastor Bakari going to buy a 100 million form. I have never ever in my life criticized any pastor, and I don't like people who criticize pastors. I don't talk against pastors, they are men of God. But here you have a pastor of a big church who borrowed 5 billion naira to go and build his church, has not paid it, and is going to buy a form of 100 million. Do you not think if he had used that 100 million to pay part of the debt that he owed the bank, you think God will have been more happier than for him to go and buy a form for 100 million where he doesn't have any delegate? He's not a politician on the field. He doesn't have any delegate that he can rely. I don't think he has 1% chance of winning that primary. But he has thrown 100 million. He has flushed it down the drain. What do you think about that, Chubo?
Well, actually, I will leave, the judgment between which, if will God be happy or happier, to Pastor Bakari and God. But I think there is something positive from his personal story. You just said that he borrowed 100 million. That means that the man does not have 100 million. It means he has likely not embezzled church funds to the state that he's able to afford 100 million.
No,
He borrowed.
He didn't borrow 100 million. He borrowed about 5 billion to build his church.
Yeah, okay. So, but the fact of the matter is that he borrowed the money, so he doesn't have it. So that to me actually is an indication, or at least that he didn't have the funds. He borrowed, and he will be held accountable by his creditors, as to the payments terms of the contract. But I think, because if we criticize politicians for affording the 100 million, where they got the money from and all that, I think it's important that we laud candidates who clearly don't have funds, who may have even publicly disclosed that they may have borrowed the funds, because it's an indication that they don't have it. They may not have embezzled, and we need good candidates in the fray. Now, I think let's take this, a step back. What we are seeing is a complete failure of system. And by that, I mean all three branches of government. A ruling party should not be in a position to dictate the terms and conditions under which public officers, for example, should run. These rules should be set within the appropriate legislative bodies that will apply across board. This is a responsibility, for example, that the House should take upon itself to have a level playing field. So, for example, you cannot tell a political party how much a nomination form should be, but you can set your guideline that no political party shall have a nomination form or the fees for a nomination form beyond, just to select, 100,000 naira. An average Nigerian can confidently raise 100,000. So, parties can go to that. They can go to the 100,000. Some parties may reduce it, but you set a guideline. So what we are seeing is it's a colossal failure of responsibility across all three branches of government. It is the responsibility of the legislative body, not the executive. The executive can make recommendations, but the legislative arm of government should set the rules for what public officers are required to do if they intend to run for office. It shouldn't be the political party. So what we are seeing here is a massive failure of system. On the other note, I think from your earlier question, that the presidency is asking everybody to run, it shows a massive failure of leadership. Usually, leaders will groom people, who can step up and take their role comfortably, even if something happens to them during their term of office. That is an important sign that you see from someone who has truly leadership qualities. Because at the end of the day, it is not about them. It is about the country. It is about the institution. It is about the organization that they lead. So at any point in time, if they are out of the picture, they should have people that they will have groomed who can step in reasonably, and continue, whatever legacies, they may have. So what we are seeing here is a massive failure of leadership and a massive failure of the entire system.
Okay, Shukwa, let me pause you.
Just very quickly, one last item.
Okay.
In addition to that, I haven't seen any of the political parties that has asked any of the candidates that is bringing the 100 million for APC, for example. They've never also asked them to submit their last 3 years tax returns. That, for example, will tell you, how much did they declare in the last 3 or 5 years in income taxes? Where did they get the 100 million? Maybe some of them also borrowed it, I don't know. But the funniest one was the Minister of Information, who currently is at loggerheads with ASU, on a lot of issues that requires funding for the educational system, has not been able to reach an agreement with them, but comfortably has been able to pay the 100 million.
Minister of Information? No.
Of education.
Education. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is the funniest situation you can ever have from an incompetent and a non-thinking public official.
Okay, Shukwa. Let me pause you there and go back to Lighton. Lighton, there's a question I wanted Shukwa to answer, but it seems to have a different view, or it seems to have something else to say. So, which is okay. So, what I'm trying to say, okay, like for example, talking about Pastor Bakari, for example, not just Pastor Bakari, somebody like Akumi Adesina also paid 100 million, submitted the form, and there are other people that are not. These people, I don't see them winning. I don't see them winning that primary. I don't think they have any chance. But why are they throwing this money down the drain? Why? Like, why will anybody go? Why will anybody go and pay 100? I mean, I'm calculating 100 million. It's about $250,000. $250,000. Now, for an average man to work to get, a lot of people don't get that money in their lifetime. I mean, imagine if you are earning about maybe 50,000 in a year. You have to be in the average level. It takes about 5 years. So why will people like Akumi Adesina, Pastor Bakari, the Meji Bankole in Ogun State as well, who has paid that money, and they don't have a chance in hell? Why do you think they are doing that? What do you think is behind this kind of thinking, or this kind of worldview? What are they trying to do?
You see, it boils down to what I said earlier on. Where you make this thing expensive, the governors in Nigeria, running government in Nigeria, make it so expensive. It will take a lot of time before we can correct it. People, all what they want, majority of them, I think they have the backing of some people, right? But at times, majority of them, they want positions too. Why? Because they will ask them to step down. So once they step down, they will ask them, okay, you will get this ministerial appointment, you will get this. So once they give them, all what they will be looking for is, okay, I spent a lot, right? So I need to recoup my money. So with that, they will be saying, okay, I want to recoup my money, and they will be stealing, and they will not recoup that money, right? So the populace will be left to suffer, right? What they are supposed to do, to use whatever they have for, they will not use it for, but they will just amass wealth for themselves, right? And not only that, I discovered that presidency, the people at the president, they assure a lot of people to go and pick up the nomination form, right? Because majority of these people who pick up nomination form, they don't have the structure on the ground to win local government election. Talk less of the presidency, right? You have to have structure in east, north, and south, right? You have a foot soldier. You be a political heavyweight. Because you are minister, it does not convert on you followers. No, it doesn't. It doesn't translate to followership, right? But what I believe is how the presidency, but how they want to do it, they just want to cause confusion, right? How they want to do it, I don't know. But what I know is that majority of them that pick up the nomination form, right? They don't have the chance to win the presidential ticket. So that is my take.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Demola, I know and about 2 weeks ago when we... Hello? Okay. About 2 weeks ago, can we please mute ourselves? Please, let's mute ourselves. About 2 weeks ago when we discussed something like this,
You have moved yourself. I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So about 2 weeks ago, when we spoke about this issue, something similar to this, you came up with a theory, and you call it the contenders and the pretenders. I remember that very well. You came up with that theory, and I think we agreed with you at the end of the day because you did some wonderful analysis that I think is very relevant. Today now we've seen a surge in the number of people that has now collected their 100 million form. Now, looking at that fray now, I'm talking about APC now. Looking at that fray, who are the pretenders now and who are the contenders? Because we've seen that one of them, I think about one of them now has removed himself, and the former governor of Anambra State, or what's his name, the Minister of Labor and Productivity.
Okay.
Ngige, yeah, he has removed. I mean, that's a very honorable, a very reasonable man. He looked himself in the mirror and said, "Listen, there's no point for me wasting my time. This is not going to work out." So he removed himself. So, but we still have about 22 others. Demola, I just wanted to give me 2 names of those who are the real contenders, and maybe about 5 names of those who are pretenders.
I'm coming to that, but before I answer your question, I want to expand the theory a little bit further. The analysis on the ground now with regard to all these people is so some people believe that if you look, let me put this way, the electoral law have bridged the gap on what the parties can spend on election, and also on the limit of donation or whatever you can, according to Nigeria electoral regulation, the Electoral Act. But the party is looking a way of expanding their income. So having these people, look, for APC alone, they have generated over 20 billion naira from this days of formula
exercise. Yeah.
Understand? So those people, it's not a donation. It can't be regarded as if they donated. They have applied for is revenue generation formula for the party.
Right. Okay. You think that's what they're doing?
So it's a way of circumventing the way of generating revenue. I mean, of bridging, go over the limit of party funding.
Right.
That is one theory. The other aspect of it, which we have already said about, is people using it as a contender and pretender, and people use it as an avenue to make them relevant for alternative political positions. Now, the top part of it now is that are we now going to see the serious people that are really contending from people that are really pretending? And that is when you see the activities because a lot of these people got the form. They have apart from the fact that they have no structure, they are not even proactive in seeking or even looking for delegates or anything at all. So if you look at those who are really proactive in APC, there are just about 5 or 8 of them that are really seeking for delegates. You can see the activities of people that are really looking for delegates and people that just buy form. That Pastor Bakari, I don't see him on canvassing for delegates. I don't know how he want to win apart from buying form. He's not canvassing for delegates.
And Akumi Additional lives in Abidjan. So
so all those people, they are only donating to the party.
Right.
They are not really contesting at all.
Okay.
Now, why are we here? It just muddle the whole thing, is create a lot of diversion from the real contenders. And as far as I can see so far, so good. The real contender in APC are not more than 5.
Okay. Okay. Demola, I'm going to pause you there. We're going to come back to the issue of the contenders and the others. But I just want to pause you just because of time. Let me go over to Shupo. There's a particular question I want Shupo to talk about. We saw something very funny that happened in the last week. We saw the former President Goodluck Jonathan. You remember him? He was drafted into the race. Actually, some people bought form for him. They filled his name. They submitted the form, and he was expecting a waiver from the APC leadership, so that because according to the constitution of the APC, you have to have been in the party for about 3 months before you can contest for any election. But I think he went to go and register in his ward in Yenagoa in about 1 week ago. So he was not qualified. So he was expecting a waiver. Subsequently, the waiver didn't come. So, and then his form was thrown back at him. But looking at it, looking at the politics, what do you think those who are trying to bring him back to come and spend for? What do you think is the brain behind this?
To be quite honest, I'm not sure why someone of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's person would, re-enter or will enter into the race for the presidency, because I thought he had a platform that actually supersedes all of that. I mean, as more like as an elder statesman. I think if we look back at history, history would judge him well for a smooth transition of power from one party to another. I think it's usually an event that is chaotic in most African countries, but he made it so easy, and he did it so well. And I think that should have given him a platform, to help improve a lot of areas in governance in Nigeria. But so I don't understand. I think there's a section of society that probably believes that he wasn't given the opportunity to do what he really wanted to do.
In 6 years, he was there for 6 years.
Well, and that's the irony, because 6 years I think is enough to at least accomplish a lot. But so that's one thinking. And now that it seems that the presidency at least will be zoned, or at least there's a clamoring for the presidency to be zoned to the south. I think there's a feeling and there's some sentiments that he's been there before, and he can do it again, or at least he has some clout, based on which he can successfully run for office. So, but any of those, I would say, to me personally, doesn't make any sense, because I think he has a much bigger, much better platform within Nigeria, within Africa, and globally as well.
Thank you very much, Shupo. Lighton, what do you think about the same issue? Do you think Goodluck Jonathan should have lent himself to these busybodies? Hello, Lighton, are you there?
Lighton, unmute yourself.
I think it's frozen. Unmute yourself, please. Hello, Lighton. I think it's maybe the computer froze. It froze. So, Demola, we can go back to Lighton later. Demola, so you were talking about the contenders and the pretenders. So, who are Lighton? Can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So,
I can hear you.
Yeah. So we were talking about the entry of Goodluck Jonathan that didn't work out. Why did you think the ex-president allowed himself to be used in a very, very shameless manner?
You said it, Deji. the idea is to use him. Maybe they can give him 1 term, the remaining 1 term, to use it so power can be shifted to the back to the north. Right? But be as it may, he didn't perform well. He wasn't heroic. What he did, why he was at the end of affairs, what he did, how he performed, he doesn't deserve anything to be given any chance again in Nigeria political system, right? Considering the fact that when he was there, right, a lot of things, I mean, a lot of water passed underground, right, under the bridge, so to say. So as a result, nobody, no right-thinking person will say is Jonathan. They want Jonathan back. And do what, right? I mean, everybody they were just stealing while he was there, and he was busy defending them. And okay, nobody stole. Dizani is never a thief. This thing is never the wife too. Everybody, so he perpetrated a lot of havoc. Considering the fact that he has a PhD, everybody will be thinking that he has a way we thought to turn around the fortune of the country, economically, socially, politically, that he will perform better. He will be better than all these people who are not like it as him. But surprise, I mean, to everybody's surprise, it was him, right, that gave Buhari chance. If he had performed, nobody would have. I mean, they would have returned him. Nobody would have given Buhari chance, right? But because Buhari just believe that okay, Buhari it doesn't have. I mean, everybody just believe that okay, he's not eligible, so he will be better off than Buhari. So I mean, Buhari, I don't know why they wanted to bring him back. As a matter of fact, but what I know is they purchased form for him. It was even saying it was insulting that they purchased form for him without his notice, right? So, however the case might be,
he went to go and register in his local government,
right? And because of their inordinate ambition and their determination to make sure that they ruin the country, right? I don't know what all these people, they should be in pain, right? With the avalanche of approved evidence.
Okay. Right. Thank you for your word.
I don't see. They just want to use him to cause confusion. That is all.
Thank you, Lighton. So, Demola, we are coming back to you. First of all, we want you to tell us the pretenders first. I'm sure you have a pretenders list. Who are the pretenders in this race? In APC, for example.
Now, before I will go into that, but let me, because there are certain things now that I have some limitations now, because the only thing that I can see is what we see within the activities. There are two things that will determine them. The first one, I don't have access to that information yet, and that is their submission of nomination forms. They are being screened now. We don't know if they fulfill all the conditions. Yeah, they collect form, they submitted it. They may not meet all the criteria of nomination. Are they able to have all the delegates are supposed to sign and confirm them?
I think most of they have all submitted and everything is intact. Yeah. They wouldn't have collected from them unless it is.
No. They will submit. They have the right. They will collect it and screen it, but they are being screened now. They have not given all the outcome of the screening that every one of them have gone through.
Okay.
Until we see the outcome of the screening, we cannot know who has passed through.
You are saying somebody can collect the form for 400 million and you want to screen him out.
Well, if he doesn't, the form has conditions that you need to.
You should have screened him out before you collect 400 million.
No. The form have conditions you need. Anybody can collect the form. Just like even if you want to go to anything, you can collect the form, but do you make all the merit of the form? When you submit it, then it's left for you. If you have 100 million that you can throw away like that, that is your choice. Take for instance, Emery, good luck. They collected the form for him. Okay.
Yes.
Even when he has not even joined the party yet. So how do you think that will even fulfill that criteria of membership?
Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Just a minute.
let's talk about the contenders because of our time, Demola. Let's talk about
I know the contenders. What I'm saying is because the list of the contenders, what we see, I can see on the ground now, people that are feasible. The information that we have is people that are really seriously contending for the delegate for the convention.
Yeah.
And those are the people that we can say they are serious, even though either they can make it or not. At least they are making efforts, and that we can talk about Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu,
Okay.
Professor Osinbajo.
Yes.
You can also say well about Rotimi Amechi.
Yes.
He's also contending. Even Fayemi is also even go about trying to canvass for delegates. Understand? And we also, even Okorocha is going about also contesting for delegates. Understand? And who else do we have there that is really?
Yeah.
Yaya Bello is also even still contesting. He's even trying to get delegates. He's also moving about, trying to get delegates. So these are physical people that we see their physical activity on ground and their seriousness trying to contest. So any other people have not shown physically from what we have seen so far.
Okay. When you say other contestants, like who have not shown any physical, any physical effort at going around from state to state, like who? Can you mention some names for us?
Like the governor of Central Bank.
I think he has withdrawn his. He has withdrawn.
He has withdrawn himself. Even that of Labour has withdrawn himself.
As Labour ministers may withdrawn, yes.
Out of the 30, the rest of the 30, I don't see any of them. Even what is it?
We have the Meji Bankole is there. Have you seen any physical activity?
I don't see the Meji Bankole being physical.
Pato Bakare is there. Have you seen any physical activity?
Pastor Bakare have not shown any activities of.
Akim Adeshina is there also. Have you seen any physical activity?
Oh.
Ahmed Lawan, which is the Senate president. Did you see any physical activity?
Obviously, no.
And
so they are not really. They are only going there to donate.
To donate money to the party.
Only for the party. They are not really contending.
And do you consider Yaya Bello as a contender for the presidency?
So far, so good. Is trying to get delegates. So whatever effort is able to gather, if he's able to gather enough delegates or any delegate at all, it's another story.
Okay. So I'm going to go over to Shukpo. I don't think it's. I think Shukpo, are you there? So you okay? Shukpo. Based on what Demola just, the Demola's theory. Let me put it, Demola's theory: contenders and pretenders. Who to you are the contenders in APC, and who to you are the contenders in PDP?
Okay. So I think Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu are serious candidates in APC.
Okay.
All of the others, I would put them in a separate category, obviously in different levels of strength. Okay. Some, would have could probably move more to be serious contenders, and others probably someone, for example, in my opinion, as Yaya Bello is not a serious candidate. I mean, he doesn't have a good track record. He doesn't have the political machinery, even much further outside of Kogi State, to be able to do anything. So, and I do agree with that notion that there are candidates who know quite well they're not going to win, but are going to use the fact that they are in the race to negotiate some form of a role potentially in the future administration. It's a political ploy, that candidates play from time to time, and it's been done for a long time. I don't see it stopping, any time in the future.
Right. Okay. So in PDP, do you think are there any body in the PDP that you think?
The two serious candidates, well, to me actually, I would say in the PDP, Peter Obi is a very serious candidate.
Yes.
He seems to have general support, not only from his state where he obviously did very well when he was governor. He seems to have very good support in the east as well, and he's a candidate that I believe could garner some support from both the north and the southwest.
Okay.
PDP, I think. So Peter Obi is a very strong candidate in my opinion. Atiku, I would also say, is a very serious candidate. Now, all of the others, again, I would put them in a separate category where you have candidates who would be on the further end of the spectrum, closer to a serious candidate, and others, way out in the boonies.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Demola, I think you were trying to raise an issue.
Yeah, I just want to put additional observation that people have been raising from all these lot of people that collected the nomination form. Nigerians are very smart people, and for anybody to put 100 million in something, they don't know they will put it just for the fun of it. They want something in return for it.
Right. Okay.
The people's belief is that some of these people are buying this form and trying to collect delegates, and for them to be able to sell it back to whoever is the front runner at a double price. So if you are collect 100 million, then you want my candidate, yes, can you give me 500 million in return? And with the way money is really going about in Nigeria and in exchange, I don't think it should be a big deal for all these people that are carrying this big money to buy those delegates in return.
All right. Okay. Lighter, you're the next. I want to ask you a peculiar question, and because I know that you are very vast in politics, you have a political brain. I want to talk about Atiku Abubakar, a Syria contestant. He's been contesting for the presidency since the SDP days. You remember during Abiola and
Abiola, yes.
Yeah, during those Abiola SDP years, and it's up to today. He's still contesting for the presidency, and we know that this man is a money bag. This is the man that President Obasanjo said that the money he stole is enough to feed 300 million people for 400 years. Now, we know that this man has the habit of, giving delegates big money, enticing delegates with big money. So, but this time around, you have a situation where the southern leaders are clamoring, especially the Igbo leaders, they are clamoring for the presidency. They are not going to take a second fiddle this time around. So, do you think Atiku's money will work this time around? Do you think people will sell out to be Atiku's vast?
No, considering the hunger factor in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The poverty level, the poverty rate in Nigeria. It's a country where everything goes. Can't predict people. Don't forget, the Igbos who are clamoring for Igbo presidency. When you give their leader, you just give their leaders. Initially, they said there will not be any votes now.
Yeah.
IPOP said there will not be any votes in their land. Now, they were all of them, they went out to go and register for vote. And they voted. Right? So, anything goes in Igbo land. Anybody can buy him or herself. Right? The mandates of the people. Once you have the money and you have the wherewithal, right? So my take is, once Atiku can nominate, can pick his vice president from that place, from eastern part of the country, right? Everything will fall into places. They will support him, right?
So
they will support him.
During the convention, you think that the Igbos will will receive money from Atiku and they will leave Peter Obi and go and vote for Atiku because of money?
The point is, don't read it depends whoever that give them they will follow IS by that. I do. They will follow IS by that. Except they want to do like Tinubu did. What Tinubu did was, okay, your delegates, each state in the southwest, he made sure that, okay, from each state, all the delegates, the governors, he has 6 governors or 5 governors there. So with those states, he asked them, okay, you lead your delegate. Your delegate will be voting for Buhari, right? So their delegate voted for Buhari. He made sure that they don't vote for Atiku, right? So your delegate will vote for Buhari. All your delegate. So any delegate that doesn't vote for Buhari, they will know, yeah. So it will be punished. So everybody followed whatever Tinubu said. Atiku was there. He had the money. He was paying dollar. He was giving them dollar, right? So Buhari doesn't have up to that.
Okay.
Right? So they voted for Buhari. So except the Igbo people, they want to do that, but leave them to meet Atiku one-on-one. Atiku will sway their hearts, and they will follow Atiku. That is my take.
Thank you, Lighton. Demola, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think that in the PDP this time around we can see that the Igbos are serious about clinching this presidency? And I've heard the leader of the what's the name of the Igbo group?
IPOP.
No. The Igbo multiple social cultural organization like the Afenifere, the Ohaneze or Neze Indigbo. They have told them that nobody must and should and can accept a vice presidential slot, even if nobody, even if no Igbo man has been elected as the candidate of the party. So the question I want to ask you, Demola, is: do you think Atiku's money will work this time around to clinch that ticket in the PDP? Because apparently, he's not looking at himself in the mirror. He's not looking at his deeds while he was in government. He has not read Obasanjo's book. He's not reading the newspaper. He's not looking at what the newspaper is saying about him. He just thinks, I have this money and it's going to get me to where I'm going. Do you think his money will work this time around?
At the party level, yes. Absolutely, yes. Is the leading contender in PDP now, either we like it or not.
Okay, is that Tinubu?
In PDP, no, we are talking about PDP.
I'm saying Atiku is the Tinubu in PDP. Is the name and there.
As of today, is the main contender. Every other person is for Atiku to lose.
Okay.
And that is why the zoning was jeopardized and thrown into the dustbin.
Just for Atiku?
Just is because of its interest. If Atiku was not contesting, the zoning would have adhered, they would have adhered to the zoning. And even if you look at the first 3 or 4 main contenders in PDP, Atiku, Saraki, Obi, and Tambuwa or something like that. Those are 4 people that are really in the forefront. And Obi is coming 3rd or 4th, not even 2nd. So even if Atiku doesn't take it, Saraki will take it. So it's from PDP structure so far, and because it's also a delegate issue. And mind you, the convention is a game of number. Unless any people from the East are able to gather the numbers, and how they will do it, more than Atiku and Saraki, either from the North or from the West, I don't know how they are going to calculate that.
Okay.
Understand? So that is the logic. But it's unfair. It will be unfair on the people from the East, or even for anybody in Nigeria, for any of these people any presidential candidate to emerge from the North again. But it's something that is more practicable in PDP than in APC.
Okay. Thank you, Nimala. Is Shupade now? I think it's not on his seat. Lighton, I just want to ask you if you know how okay, I think it's back. Shupo. So the question, I'm not sure if any of us know how these conventions work. So when people go to the convention, for example, APC has about 20 something candidates, PDP also has close to about 20 candidates. Is it the person who has the highest votes, or do they have to have certain level of votes?
Yes.
Anybody?
Well, yeah. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I would think that a simple majority would carry the day when it comes to party delegates.
Okay.
It's the most simple and the most straightforward to get
Yeah, I
at
think
least a candidate that is acceptable to majority of the delegates within the party.
so. In that instance, so if, for example, this because like in the PDP now, we have about 5 or 6 Igbo candidates. So if they split their votes state by state, and somebody comes from the north and just grab all the votes in the north central, for example, and the northeast, grab it, and then become the candidate.
So this is the reason why people believe that President Buhari in APC asking a lot of candidates from the south to run and contest is exactly the strategy that the north is pursuing. So the many more southern candidates you have, the more the southern votes in terms of delegates will be diluted, and then you have because they can easily get consensus. All they need to do is overnight tell all delegates from the north, this is the candidate that you should vote for. And at the end of the day, it will be impossible for the south if a northern candidate emerges to say it's not acceptable, because then what they will now be saying is that this is a democratic process. What are you talking about?
Right. Okay. Lighter, are you still there? Are you gone? So finally, thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. Just finally, before we close, I want to show our viewers. I want to show you guys a video, and I want us to just comment briefly on it. It's a political video that I found online. Please give me a moment. I'm going to show you the video now. I think it's yeah. I want you to watch this video.
You are the one to decide. You show Rakidi. Ever pay, ever for ya. Provided the money, but you go one day.
Lighter. How did we get to this level? How did we get here?
Nigeria, we celebrate mediocrity, and the level you discover when I watch the way Deborah was killed. These are the people who go to pray to God every day, right? They believe that they have God in at the back of their mind, but they are killing fellow human beings, right? So you see these people, they intended perpetrating them, right? Keeping them under perpetual slavery. You can hear some people shouting that the people they should ask him, what credibility do you have to become the governor of the state? What experience do you have that you want to come and enhance with us here? How many people what tax do you pay into this state? How much tax do you pay into this state? You want to come and cover? These are the perennial questions you need to ask him. But he came up to say, okay, I will bring money. I will do this, I will do that. But it doesn't say, okay, I want to improve your life. I want to improve your standard of living. I want to be generating power. I want a low cost housing assets. This is how I want to make sure all the roads are tarred. I want everybody. I want the social welfare in the state. I want farmers to enjoy my tenure. I want this, but it doesn't. All of that, they have poverty of ideas. But eventually, our people, they will still vote for them. Right? They are bereft of ideas. They don't know what to do. You see, it doesn't campaign. It was just saying, okay, I will give them money. I will do this. If the rest are sure. Once I get there, I will give you money. I will give you money. They will. Is that a campaign? It's no issue. It doesn't discuss issue. That is going to better the lives of the people. But the people are shouting, yay! These are the things. So our people themselves, we have to get out of our mental ruts. Let me stop there.
Thank you, Lighter. Thank you. Demola, what's your take on that video?
I really pray for Nigeria that this kind of people doesn't win again. Because it's really it's a very, very sad story. It's very sad to have people like that, not only being contesting, but openly display their level of ignorance and self-awareness. It's a sad day. It's not good for our history, for our politics at all.
In the Southwest, in Yoruba land.
Not anywhere you can even be. Forget it. At this present dispensation of Nigeria, the Nigeria of today, in any region, people like this should never be seen at all, talk like of being heard. It's really sad. And why is this possible? It's because the party have no guideline, no ideology for the party. They have nothing that they are directing their members that they want to achieve. The party are not really, look, it's really sad. There's no ideology for the parties anymore. They are not thinking about, they are not telling you of what they want to do, that you can, if they're able to win, that you can call them to order and make them accountable too. All they are saying is, because they see the mentality of the voters, that all they are interested in is what they can eat now and not what they can get for the future, for their children or for the nation. So you people are looking for money, that you believe that any election period is for you to get money from politicians. Oh yeah, I come with dollar, I come with pounds, I come with euros, I come not only naira. I'm ready to give it to you as long as that is what, because that is the commodity of trade for voting in Nigeria now.
Yeah, stomach infrastructure.
And
that's what and
we are praying for good leadership, and you are celebrating bad leaders. How do you want to have good leadership when these are the type of people that you are hailing and encouraging to contest because you are interested in their money, not in your welfare?
Thank you, Demola. Shukpo, so how did we get to this, especially in the Southwest, which is known for the most educated part of the country, the most developed part of the country, the place where there's morality, where there's good leadership, where people can take you to account? How did somebody like this emerge from the shadows?
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised actually, because you need to look at the caliber of candidates aspiring to office to see that these types of things will eventually happen. I would agree with you that we do have very qualified people. We do have people who are very well educated, very well read, who know the right thing to do. But the political process is so distraught that such candidates never make it through, to contest. So I think it's what we are seeing is a byproduct of that. But I would like to build on one other important issue, which is a critical element in any to sustain any democracy, and that is the free media. Why are people not asking him questions, peddling him with questions? Is there even a debate for these candidates where people can come forward and ask them questions about their program, about things that they've said in the past, about who they are, about what they plan to do for the state? The whole process does not have any forum for these types of things. And that is why candidates like this will continue to say these things, knowing that it will even go viral. If they know that people are watching them, that the media will peddle them with questions if they see these types of nonsense on the campaign trail, they will go to campaign with better ideas, with better things, and with things that will help their candidacy, not ruin their chances of succeeding. So it is partly a byproduct of the system we have, and also of the non-participation, I would say, of the media in the political process in doing their jobs to hold candidates that are running for elective office accountable.
Thank you very much, Joe. We come to the end of today's deliberations, and just before I let you all go, I know we all have places to go. I'm just going to give you just 1 minute each, to say your social media declaration, and I want you to look into the camera and encourage Nigerians. Let me start with your light. What is your social media declaration for today?
Yeah, my social media declaration for today is the INEC. They should stand up to their responsibility. They should enact a new law, right? They should send it to the National Assembly. That okay, this is the guideline. Any candidate that is not measure up to the expected standard will not be allowed, will not be registered. Any candidate that is, they don't have any idea, they don't have anything, they don't have manifesto, they don't tell us what they want to do, they don't. All their campaign is not issue based. So these people, they don't have anything to do that to come and see, right? So you should know, and they should encourage, they should enlighten people, the candidate, the populists who will be voting for them, right? It's very, very important.
Thank you.
Maybe we have information department, maybe National Orientation and Public Enlightenment. They should send out flyer in all the local government. We have it in local government. Each local government have it. So they should send the flyer around the country, right? Everybody, this is what you are supposed to do. This is your aim. This is your responsibility as individual who want to vote. This is how they should encourage people. They should educate them. So as a result, they don't just put anybody there because they have money. No money is not everything. Because they have money to give you. No. That is my usual declaration.
Thank you, Lighton. Demola, what is your social media declaration for today?
Yeah, my social media declaration is go directly to the party delegates in both parties. The fate of Nigeria is in their hand. They should look back, look at their community, look at their family, look at this environment, Nigeria environment. Look back at how Nigeria has deteriorated and getting rotten up to this level, just because people are not doing the interest of the masses. Your votes can get Nigeria out of this mess. Please and please, I beg you in the name of a lot of people that are suffering in Nigeria, use your vote wisely. Don't sell it to the highest bidder. Use it to search your conscience. For the first time, if ever in your life, please do the right thing. Use your vote to put the right people in government.
Thank you very much, Demola. Chupo, what is your social media declaration for today?
Well, my declaration today is that I hope all political parties will resolve all of the chaotic issues in their current process for selecting candidates for the presidency. And after that, we hope to see a much better coordination among party members to bring candidates that can really make a difference in the country for the next couple of years.
Thank you very much. So we've come to the end of today's deliberations, and I want to thank everybody who has come to today's meeting. Let me start with you, Mr. Olatande Digba from faraway America. Mr. Digba, thank you for your wonderful contribution for today, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you, Mr. Digba.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Welcome.
please. And also, Mr. Ademola Disa in faraway United Kingdom. Thank you again for coming today, and thank you for analyzing the politics for us, the contenders, the pretenders, and some other theories. Thank you, Mr. Adisa, for your contribution today.
Thank you.
And far away Canada, Mr. Olalawal. Mr. Lawal, thank you for your academic most of the time descriptions. So thank you for coming today. Thank you for your wonderful contribution. And to all our viewers, thank you, Mr. Lawal. To all our viewers, we want to thank you for being there. Thank you for your subscribe. To all our subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed, again, I want to reiterate that you click on that subscription button. It's free of charge. It's free of charge. It means that anytime we do a new video, you'll be one of the first people to be contacted to know that there's a new video to be watched. And if you have any question that you want to ask any of us, just send your question to info@diasporapanel.com. Thank you, and we hope to see you again next week. Thank you, and goodbye.